Alright guys, so in this session we will be discussing about Iran's supreme leaders comparison Gaza to India. So shocking and very strange. So he is actually comparing the Muslims in Gaza with Muslims in India or Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. So absolutely unwarranted and not necessary at this point of time, especially when Iran is getting close to India, when Iran is looking for a membership in BRICS where India can support them, and at the same time Iran is coming very close to India in terms of tourism and other activities, right? So it is actually not required. So the supreme leader Khamenei have actually made a statement that apart from that, while addressing the global Muslims, he have made a statement that the enemies of Muslims, if I put that exactly exactly in the words of their leader Khamenei, it was something like this, that the enemies of Muslims are making us very inferior about the shared identity, and he's actually demanding or recommending all the Muslims to unite. So there should be a unity of global Muslims and all those things is what, and it will have a significant geopolitical implication. So that's the discussion that I'm going to do here. So Iran's supreme leader recently made a controversial statement comparing the situations of Muslims in Gaza to those in India, also like Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. So that's the point here. There was no point, or there is. I'm not ignoring the fact that there were massacre during the Godhra riot in 2002, right? So almost 22 years back, the Muslims were massacred. So such situations were there in Gujarat. So I'm not ignoring that, but at this point of time, comparison of Gaza Muslims and Indian Muslims is absolutely not necessary, or Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar to Indian Muslims is actually not necessary. So it will have us, a lot of geopolitical implications. So let's look into that geopolitical implications also. Now, guys, before we have discussed about a report from UK and USA that Iran and Russia might have had some nuclear deal, and I won't be surprised if Iran shock all of us, in sudden through some underground nuclear, some underground action. So let's discuss about that also. So here, this is a topic that I want to cover. Now, addressing global Muslims, this was a statement. He was talking about the shared identity of Islamic Ummah. So this approach aimed to promote unity and solidarity among Muslims worldwide. So he made a statement that the non-Muslims or the enemies of Muslims are making us inferior about the shared identity. So we need to counter that. We should have a solidarity, and we should have a commonality or unity should be there among us, among the global Muslims. And the claim of inferiority, he claimed that enemies of Islam are actively trying to make Muslims feel inferior both within their own societies and on the global stage. Khamenei's tweet suggests that these perceived enemies are utilizing tactics to undermine Muslim confidence and self-worth. So basically, ultimately what he is saying is the others, the non-Muslims, are treating Indians as inferior, and as a solution to that, what he's saying that is there should be a unity among the Muslims globally, okay, and a solidarity should be there. So he is calling for unity. The tweet again concluded with a strong call for unity within Muslim community, and he urged Muslims to reject attempts to divide them and to stand together in the face of external pressures. This message emphasized the importance of collective strength and resilience of the face of adversity. So that's again the call of action, actually call for unity. Geopolitical context, if you look at recent US-UK claim, allegation of secret nuclear deal between Iran and Russia, just before I have mentioned, that's why I told you, in case if Iran shocked the entire world through some nuclear underground operations, it won't be a surprise. Okay, now potential nuclear test is speculation about Iran conducting an underground nuclear test is there. Islamic unity push, Iran's emphasis on uniting Islamic countries. Examples of Muslim hardships. Recently, this one, Rohingya crisis affecting Muslims, Myanmar. Gaza, over 40,000 killed in the recent conflict. India, there's a statement which I've made controversial when you're comparing. What's the point in comparison? This is not comparable. Controversial comparison made by Khamenei. But I have also added so that I'm not biased, on this. So in 2002 Godhra riot, which resulted in widespread violence against Muslims, that's also a fact. That's in 2002. So uh, questioning the India comparison. So this is the ultimate point of discussion is this comparison is required at this point of time. It's an unwarranted comparison. Linking India's situation to Gaza or Myanmar undermine the severity of the latter two. Okay, so there is no point absolutely when you are comparing that with India, it loses its significance actually. So different circumstances, India's situation vastly differs from Gaza or Myanmar. Okay, so potential motives, questioning Iran's reason for including India in this context. So what's the reason why you are including or bringing India in this context? In 2020 also, this is not the first time. In 2020 also he made such kind of statement, alleged Indian Muslims in danger, and specifically referencing the Citizen CAA and the National Register for Citizens, Citizens Amendment Act, and connecting this to, he again have made a statement that Indian Muslims are in danger. And massacre allegation, claims of Muslim massacre in India were made with particular reference to the Delhi riots in 2020. I have made a reference to 2002, that's a Godhra riot, which is more severe. Shift in tone. The shift in tone was observed after Ibrahim Raisi became the president of Iran in 2021. In fact, he prevented making such kind of statements. So during his, he died in a helicopter crash, aircraft crash, but during his time, if you see, there was no such kind of controversial statements made by Iran against India. So he was like a pro-Indian, okay, Ibrahim Raisi. While Khamenei continued to voice concerns, the intensity and frequency of these statements seemed to decrease during his period. Okay, this shift could be attributed to combination of factors including changing domestic priorities within Iran and evolving diplomatic relations with India. So diplomatic sensitivity. Raisi maintained a very good sensitivity with India and maintained a very good relation also. So during that period of time, there is no such kind of statements. And see, when this statement came, immediately India retaliated harshly also. India even asked them, you look at your country and what they are facing. So that is a different aspect of debate. Okay, so there is a reply which is given by Indian official as well. So reduced inflammatory rhetoric. Inflammatory tweets about India stopped during his tenure. I'm talking about Ibrahim Raisi's tenure. Improved relation. Raisi's approach positively impacted the relation between India and Iran. Now this missing Raisi's influence, India recognized the positive impact Raisi had on bilateral relation, but now that is missing. Focus on real issues. Raisi might have directed attention to countries with significant Muslim issues. The real issues. This comparison that now came is unwarranted and not required at all. Balanced approach. His leadership maintained a more balanced stance towards India. So I'm just talking about Ibrahim Raisi. Now let's look at the implication, Iran's contradictory actions. See, there is good amount of tourism promotion which is going on. So that's a positive engagement with India. So I'll be taking different actions, the different interactions that we have bilaterally and the implication. Supreme leaders' comments, it is negative portrayal of India. Okay, so even this can be significantly, when you are having very good relation, then why are you making such kind of comments? That will, whatever advantage that you get over here, that will be taken away. So tourism roadshow. Inviting Indian tourists to Iran. Now the other question is, why Iran is sending their tourists to India and having a collaboration with India in tourism? Why they are trying to promote tourism in India? If you are such concerns that in India Muslims are not safe. Okay, so safety assurance contradicts claims of Muslims danger. Right now they are saying that Muslims in India are in danger, but you are sending again your citizens to India and you're promoting tourism in India. Then if Muslims are not safe in India, why you're doing that? That's another question. So impact on India's image now. So unnecessary tarnishing. Statements like Khamenei negatively affect India's image in Muslim majority countries. Propaganda. Such comments can fuel anti-India propaganda, especially in countries like Bangladesh. Now, I have already discussed about this many times, the shift of Bangladesh towards Pakistan, that or as a Muslim country, or already a Muslim country, they want to change the national flag, they want to change the national anthem. The relation between India and Bangladesh is also slightly deteriorating, and they are trying to move closer to Bangladesh. So this can be a kind of propaganda also. Okay, it is negative when it comes to India-Bangladesh relation as well. So need for correction, importance of addressing and correcting these misrepresentations, that's very much required, and the supreme leader or the leaders need to be very sensitive and be very careful with respect to the statements that they make or comparisons that they make. At this point of time, it's actually not required. Especially, see, you are contradicting yourself, right? You are promoting tourism in India, you are sending your citizens to India, and they are also Muslims, and you are claiming that Muslims are in danger. You contradict yourself. So, okay. Now the other points, Islamic unity. Iran advocates for Islamic unity among all Muslim countries. That's there. That's the if you look at the grand plan, what is it? The first statement that I've discussed is the enemies of Muslims or the non-Muslims, especially when you say this, you are referring to UK, US, right? And they are trying to make Muslims as inferior everywhere. So what his demand, or what is the grand plan of Iran? Unity among the Muslims globally. Okay. So, nuclear ambition, potential nuclear developments, and expected support from Islamic nations. Shia-Sunni unity. Iran seeks to bridge the historical divide between Shia and Sunni among Islam and promoting a united Islamic front. So, India's diplomatic challenge. Now, raising the issue, India needs to address these statements with Iran. Of course, India will do that. India have to do that. Highlighting the contradictions, point out the contradiction between tourism promotion and negative statement. This is what the point I've already discussed, so there is no need to elaborate it already. So there is a contradiction. What you say and what you practice is different. Seeking clarification, request explanation or data, supporting the comparison with Gaza. Okay, so these are things which can be done at the diplomatic level. Now, Iran's international aspirations. Iran want to have a BRICS membership, and Iran seek India's support for joining the group like BRICS. So, India support, if you need to get why you are making such kind of statements. And are you still expecting India's support to join this if you have aspirations to join this? So, gratitude expressed. In fact, in 2023, Iran publicly thanked India. So, India actually supporting Iran for its support during a crucial UN vote on Iran's nuclear program. Okay. Now, complicated relations. Statements like this will complicate the bilateral relation. That's not good for both the countries. More will be affecting Iran. Okay. Now, the expected Indian response. India actually responded. Okay. I told you already the response. India likely to use diplomatic channels to address the issue. Public statement is already issued that they have asked them to look at your own country before commenting your country and other things. Media coverage. Yeah guys, that's it. That's about this topic. Since the news has come that Muslims are suffering across the world, I thought of discussing this topic. So the statement was very controversial. Across the world, Muslims are suffering, and I don't know why they have brought India into this comparison with Muslims in Gaza and Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. So it became controversial, right? Muslims are tortured, massacred, right? Killed and abused and facing threat across the world. So I thought of discussing and bringing up that topic. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you so much for watching.